Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. I'm back with a Hero Arena guide, this time for Master difficulty going second. As you know, you can reset the whole Hero Arena here at the top, but don't do this guys. If you fail at one of the enemies, you will be able to reset it at the bottom. So never reset at the top or everything will be reset, just reset at the bottom. For the first enemy, the second team is the tier team. And the first team is the Mael team. So for this team, I'm gonna use the easiest team you can use at the moment with Queen Hell. Of course, it's the unknown team. And as you can see, I just barely got under 300k, but I can't put all of the links. Always put your Red Tamia link on your tier. And for the card set, we are using the new free card set. So we will have 10% critical defense for all these god heroes. So not for Nanashi. And also 10% damage decrease against other races. For the gear sets, tier is on attack critical defense, HP critical defense for Nanashi, attack critical defense for Freyr, and you could put HP critical defense for Queen Hell, but if I did that I would have too much CC, so I'm just putting attack critical defense. But attack critical defense is very good as well. You will be able to actually almost one-shot with her AoE. It's crazy. So this is the best team of the three you can run. Always run this team against the most difficult enemy. And I think the first one here on Master difficulty is the most difficult one. For me, it is pretty easy, even without having all the links on the units, because I have 11.5 million box CC and fully maxed out gear sets and also maxed out cosmetics. So for me it was really easy to do this. I never lost once. But for you guys, just make sure you always heal with this team, because I didn't know the AoE was gonna do this much damage from Queen Hell. So just make sure you maybe use single targets against other teams than the Mael team. Against the Mael team you could still use the AoE from Queen Hell, but never use the AoE from tier, or else you will one-shot everyone. If your damage is pretty low, you could do the AoE from tier as well, but just see that you can get almost at max health before you kill. That's the most important part with every team. Try to heal the most you can before you go to the next team. As you can see, the first turn we killed Mael. If you can't kill Mael first turn, but I doubt it, with this team you will definitely kill him. But if you can't kill Mael, maybe focus on Tamiel or Liz. It's Goddess Liz, so that Liz is pretty fragile. But just try to kill that Mael first turn, so the main damage dealer is gone. And then you just try to heal with everyone. And as you can see here, everyone is at max health, so I just killed with tier. And then we'll move to the next team, and that will be the tier team. And I thought maybe it was gonna be hard, but actually it was very easy. You will see. It all depends on your overall box CC, guys. If you got low box CC, like 4 to 5 million, it will be still pretty hard to do this. But these three teams I'm gonna show you here will definitely be able to do it. Especially if you use the same gear sets as I'm using. And always put links on your units, guys. Strong links, so you can do more damage and that you can tank better. And with this Queen Hell, her passive is just way too good. So now we just kill tier and also Freya. But as you can see, this AoE damage from Queen Hell is way too strong, so be careful with that. Luckily, because of this Diane, they had damage cap, and because of this we could still heal a bit, but as you can see my health is pretty low. You don't want this to happen, so try to use single target skills against everyone here. Don't use AoEs like I did, not even the AoE from Queen Hell. Just use single targets, guys, so you can keep healing each turn, so that you can go with pretty much max health to the next team. but for me it was pretty easy. I hope you guys can all do this. And if this is way too easy for you guys, try to do the next difficulty, the higher one. I also have a guide for that one. I did use 5 teams against the next difficulty, but it is definitely possible. If you want higher points to be able to buy more LR coins, you should be doing a bit higher difficulty than this. But if you have very low boxes, you just try to do master difficulty, go in second. I think most of you should be able to do it if you have all of these units, or else it will be a lot harder to do. On the unknown team, you always want to kill that Echidna first, because she prevents you from healing, and then you start to heal again with everyone. And like I said, you will see me doing a lot of AoEs with Queen Hel. Don't do that, guys. If you see that your damage is way too much and that your health is gonna be too low, just try to use single targets and you will be alright. I did this in like, what, 40 minutes? Something like that. So for me it was way too easy. But as you will see at the end, I also cleared the hardest difficulty and I got those points from that. But I did it this time with 9 teams because I didn't care that much. I just wanted to clear it as fast as possible and get my 210 points so I can get the LR coins. As you saw, pretty easy. Against this team, try to kill that Ludociel first, and also that Ultimate Escanor. But first kill Ludociel, that's always better. And like I said, don't use too many AoEs, guys. If your damage is way too high, just don't do it. Especially not the AoE from Tyr, but also the AoE from Queen Hel is actually way too strong. You will see here. Look at this. We almost one-shot the whole team. It's just way too crazy. Luckily, my bot only attacked Escanor, so we can still heal a bit with everyone. But that's the only thing you have to be careful of. Just make sure most of your units are almost at max health before we move to the next team. So here we're gonna heal a bit with Nanashi and then just kill with Tyr. So we are almost at max health. Pretty easy. Definitely for me. Maybe it will be a bit harder for you guys, but still, I'm sure these teams, if you can make exactly the same teams as I use here, you will be able to do it. Okay, we are at the final team, and on the final team you can just use the AoEs you want to use and then just kill as fast as possible. And as you can see, that crit defense gear sets on the middle pieces for all the units are actually pretty broken. So now we just use AoEs and then we move to the next enemy. And on that enemy we're gonna use the Goddess team. Look at this. Queen Hel just one-shot the whole team. So this one is done. Now the second enemy. Like I said, we're gonna use the Goddess team. And as you can see, the second team has Tyr. They also have Rimuru, and the last team is against the Mael team. That's why I'm using the Goddess team. Just use this Goddess list because it's really needed. And as you can see again, I don't have links on all the units. I'm just running the basic stat increase card set for Goddesses. You could also just run CC cards. We have attack crit for Mael, HP critical resistance for Goddess Elizabeth. We have full defense gear with critical resistance in the middle. And of course HP critical resistance for Sariel. If you don't have critical resistance and you don't want to make those, you could still use critical defense, but guys, on the tier team, you might actually get crit on and lose a few units. You don't want that, especially Mael, because he doesn't have any of those critical resistance or critical defense. But the best thing for the goddess team is critical resistance. This tip I got from a subscriber, so thanks a lot for that, my guy. That was really helpful. I used to use critical defense, but on the tier team you had to get pretty lucky not to die. Here I'm gonna do everything pretty good, but at the final team against the Mael team, I'm actually not gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna explain you guys what you should be doing and don't do exactly what I was doing there, because that was not good. The first team is the human team with Roxy, and you just want to kill that Roxy first turn. And every time with this goddess team, before you kill, get the ultimate from your goddess Liz so you can heal to max health, and then you just kill. Don't forget that this green unit, I always forget her name, but this green unit that is attacking now, her AoE, if she has a rank 2, she will remove an ultimate move gauge instantly. You gotta be mindful for that, so I'm just gonna kill her this turn. And then next turn I'm gonna work on the ultimate from Goddess Liz. And then we're just gonna kill. Pretty easy. This goddess team is really strong. Especially if you put that defense gear set on Red Tarmiel with critical resistance at the middle. He will always be attacked first before they attack other units, which is pretty good. As you can see here, I got the Goddess Liz ultimate so we can fully heal. And the only thing with this team, if you want survivability, is actually almost get every turn a Goddess Liz shield. But this is only RNG, so you don't always have that kind of luck. We fully healed and we killed, so now let's move to the next team. The next team again is Tyr. And always try to kill Tyr first turn, but if you're not able to do it and you tried it multiple times and you can't kill him first turn, but I doubt it, with using links on Mael you will be able to kill him. But if you can't do that, guys, don't do too much damage first turn. Maybe use a Goddess Liz shield, the buff from Red Tarmiel, and an AoE from Sariel, something like that. And then you kill next turn. Maybe if you're lucky you can get a rank 2 single target from Mael. But if you use these attacks here, an AoE first from Sariel, then the AoE from Mael, and then the single target on Tyr, he should be dead if you run him on attack crit, which is pretty good. And then you can just kill Diane or Sigurd, because Sigurd buffs the whole team and he does some crazy damage with a single target, as you can see here. So maybe kill Sigurd, but I'm gonna kill Diane here. Diane will be dead. She has the Red Tarmiel link, but it doesn't really matter, we still kill. And the thing is, with this team, if you don't have the Holy Relic from Red Tarmiel, it will still work, but the only thing is, if the enemy gets the ultimate, you can only stun with Goddess Liz if you're lucky, to prevent him from using the ultimate, but as you can see here, because of the Holy Relic from Red Tarmiel, they can't use the ultimate. So if you don't have the Holy Relic from Red Tarmiel, you can still do it, but you will have to kill those units when they have the ultimate, or stun them. Don't forget that. It will be helpful, but you don't need it. Here we got the ultimate from Goddess Liz. So we're just gonna kill both of them. First we heal and then kill both of them. And then we'll move to the next team. As you can see, very easy and very fast with these 3 teams. The next team is a team with Rimuru, and you always want to kill that Rimuru first because he can remove the shield from Goddess Liz each time, every turn, and he has an infect card. So just make sure you can kill him first turn. It's really easy to kill him, don't worry. And then you start focusing on the unit on the far left, Lilia I think it is. It's an older version of Lilia. But just kill her because she can remove ultimate move gauges, that blue Lilia. But first turn always kill this Rimuru. So we do the AoE from Mael to break the shields, then the AoE from Sariel to get more basic stats, and then we just single target on Rimuru and he's dead. And then we're gonna focus on that Lilia like I said, and then after that we're gonna get the ultimate from Goddess Liz, which is pretty important. But here it is actually funny what is gonna happen. Everyone is gonna get stunned. That was just very unlucky, but it doesn't really matter. We will still survive. A lot of the times it is all about luck in Hero Arena, especially if you go second. So here we just do this, move some cards, and then next turn we're gonna kill this blue Lilia. I actually can't wait until that Merlin, that green Merlin, gets her Holy Relic. Or even if she could become an LR, that would be insane. But I don't think that is gonna happen pretty soon. But if she gets an Holy Relic, she might be pretty broken. Like you see this turn, we just killed that Lilia. Now they can't remove ultimate move gauges anymore. Only Merlin can actually do it, because she has a card that can prevent you from getting the ultimate. But if you have a Goddess Liz shield, as you can see, they won't break it, so it won't happen. So if you're lucky and you get a lot of Goddess Liz shields, you will be able to prevent it from happening and get the Goddess Liz ultimate. Here we just stun the Fairy King. Then next turn we're gonna ult to get max health again, and then just kill. I don't think next turn we actually kill Merlin, but it doesn't really matter. We're gonna kill the turn after that. So here we heal. Then we kill that Fairy King. I always use the AoE first from Sariel, because you will get a lot more basic stats then. If you don't have his Holy Relic as well, it will be a bit harder, but it will still work. It's always better to get the Holy Relics from everyone. So if you don't have it and it's too hard for you to clear it, just work on those Holy Relics first, and then you will definitely be able to clear it. So this time we killed, we are at max health, which is pretty good. Two more teams to go. The first team again is with Echidna, it's the unknown team. And this might sometimes be pretty annoying, because they can do a lot of damage first turn. So you gotta be careful that this works, but with the critical resistance rolls and the critical resistance gear sets in the middle, you don't get crit on that much. As you can see here, it's only Echidna with her final attack that crit, but Philo didn't crit. And if Philo doesn't crit, luckily the damage isn't that crazy. So here we shield, because we can't heal yet. And then we're gonna start focusing on that Ram, because we can't kill anyone first turn. Maybe just Philo. If you want to, you can kill her first turn. But Philo is not that much of a threat. So try to kill that Ram first, And then start focusing on Echidna, because she can still prevent you from healing, and you don't want that. So let's do this here and kill that ram. And then we're gonna start focusing on the ultimate from Goddess Liz, so we can heal at the end before we kill. You also get to get lucky with the single targets from Mael. If you get a lot of those, you will be able to kill Echidna, no problem. And if you're not lucky here, Echidna will again seal your healing, but we were pretty lucky. As you can see, it was a stun card from Philo, but because she killed Goddess Liz, the stun didn't proc, which was pretty good. Here, Nanashi doesn't have his own passive on top of him, so these two AoEs will kill. So we're gonna buff, use the AoE from Sariel first to get more basic stats, and then we're just gonna kill Nanashi with the AoE, and we almost gonna kill Echidna, as you saw. And now it's easy. We just get the ultimate from Goddess Liz, and luckily for us, she didn't seal our healing. So now we just get the ultimates. As you saw, Philo had the ultimate, so first I'm gonna kill her. That's just the best thing you can do. And then put up a shield so she can't infect us, and then next turn we're gonna get the ultimate from Goddess Liz. Until here, I did pretty good with the Mael team, but against the enemy Mael team, I'm actually gonna fumble. I'm not gonna do the right thing, so I'm gonna explain to you what you should be doing instead of doing what I was doing. I still didn't die though, and I still managed to clear it, but it's probably because of my high box CC, and all of my units are 6-6 here on the field. As you saw, we healed before we killed, and now we're gonna move to the final team. So against the Mael team, guys, you actually want to focus on that Tarmiel first, so we can't remove the ultimate from Goddess Liz or anyone else. So just do that, guys. Don't do what I was doing here. I was trying to kill that Mael. Even for me with my high box CC and maxed out units, it wasn't possible. So don't focus on Mael, guys. Just try to focus on Tarmiel, and you might actually kill him first turn. So just focus on Tarmiel, and then if he is not dead yet, kill him the turn after that. Or if you don't do enough damage against Tarmiel first turn, kill that Goddess Liz first turn. That is definitely possible. She's the most fragile of the team. And then, because she has a revive, then you focus on Tarmiel, so you can kill him. As you can see, I was still focusing on Mael, and that was not a good idea. So like I said, just focus on Tarmiel, that he's dead definitely. Or you have to get very lucky and get a rank 2 shield maybe, that's his single target to remove ultimates. Don't break the shield. Here we're just gonna do this. And then next turn we're gonna finally kill Tarmiel once already. But I completely forgot the revive from Goddess Liz, so I will have to kill him once more. So this was definitely not the right play I was doing. Luckily for us, we did kill because of the AoE from Sariel. But he had revive, guys, which is not good. As you saw, he did remove the ultimate from Goddess Liz. And that's not what you want. So make sure that Tarmiel is dead first, so you can just rush ultimates from Mael and Tarmiel, and then you can just wipe the whole team. You don't actually need the Goddess Liz ultimate. If you can kill before the enemy team has ultimates, you are good anyway. So here we got the ultimates and we're just gonna kill. And then the third enemy, guys, the last one. As you can see, my L team is the first team and the fourth team is the tier team. We are gonna use the undead demon team. We have the demon card set, of course. For the gear sets, Matrona doesn't have any gear. You could put critical defense in the middle, but it doesn't really matter. Just don't put gear on her, that they will always focus on her. HP critical defense for Malaskala, HP critical defense for the Demon King. You could also put attack critical defense, guys. And then HP critical damage for Purgatory Melee. So the thing is, guys, as you can see, my Meliodas has red Zarya link and Demon King has Maya link. Malaskala has the red Tamia link, but guys, I'm gonna be honest, if you face the tier team and your Meliodas dies from the AoE, it won't be good. So maybe run the red Tamia link on your Meliodas if your Meliodas dies too quickly. And if you can, you could also put attack, critical defense or critical resistance on Meliodas. And if you do that, he won't die with the AoE first turn from tier. You will have to try out what is best for you guys. I was lucky that he didn't die with the AoE. With this team, guys, you always want to ult rush. If your Meliodas has the highest dupes, just ult rush with Meliodas. If your Demon King has the highest dupes, ult rush with the Demon King, guys. You always have to ult rush the first 2 turns, the third turn you can use the ultimate. Because after 3 turns, the passive from Malaskala will be gone on Matrona, and then you will lose her. And you don't want that to happen, so always ult rush with this team. That's the easiest thing you can do. As you saw, I did kill Tarmiel first turn. But if your main damage dealer is gonna be the Demon King, you might actually want to run him on attack critical defense. It all depends on the dupes you have. But this team can definitely do it. As you can see, 2 turns passed and we got the ultimates. So now on the 3rd turn, we're gonna use the ultimate and kill. Always make sure that all of your units are at max health just before you kill. So here I'm gonna use the card from Malaska that makes her heal. And also a card from the Demon King. And then we're just gonna ult with Meliodas. Also always try to ult with Meliodas once he has the buff procced. So you have to work around that a bit. Make sure he has his buff and then you can just kill easily. Okay, we have the Demon team. And with this team, it is very important that you kill that Chandler first turn. Because that Chandler has a remove buff card. And he will just kill on the next turn that Matrona. So always focus on this Chandler first turn. Always single target first with Meliodas. And then you use 2 attacks from the Demon King. And he will definitely be dead. And then you might want to focus on Esterosa because of the stacks of darkness he puts on everyone. If they use too many AoEs, your whole team will die. Especially if they are encroached. So be careful with that. If you have a lot of attacks from the Demon King, you don't actually need to rush the ultimate from Meliodas. You can just kill everyone here. If you have 2 rank 2 single targets from the Demon King and then 1 rank 1 single target from Meliodas, you could actually kill everyone. But I'm just gonna focus on ult rushing. As you see, we do take some pretty crazy damage. This turn we will have to kill. So we're first gonna heal a bit with Melascula, then do some damage against that Meliodas, and then we just ult and we kill. Pretty easy strat with this team. Now, we have the human team with Roxy, and this team might be pretty annoying as well. Like I said before, if your Meliodas dies too quickly, maybe put Red Army Link on him. But if you want him to do a lot more damage, you can't do that. So then maybe put attack and critical defense in the middle pieces for Meliodas. Don't forget that. I mentioned it a few times now. It's just to make sure that you guys understand that you can run a bit different gear sets and make your Meliodas survive a bit more. You always want to kill this left unit first with this team. She can remove the ultimate move gauge. So just kill her first turn. And then next turn ult rush with Meliodas again. If you are lucky with the cards you get with Meliodas, like you see here, I was very lucky. I'm gonna be able to also taunt with Matrona and get the ultimate from Meliodas, which is pretty good. As you see, we still don't have the buff from Meliodas, so we're gonna attack once with Meliodas and a second time, so they only have to attack twice. And even a third time, just to be sure. They only have to attack once to get my buff back. So I don't even taunt here. I forgot. I'm just gonna attack and make sure I will have the buff just before I kill. But it was not even needed. As you see, there's only one unit left here. But just make sure, if you're not sure your damage will be the greatest, that you ult rush with Meliodas. So I attack once, get the buff, everyone is at max health anyway, and then just kill. And now, the tier team, guys. This is the team where I told you guys to run maybe a different gear set for Meliodas. Maybe attack crit defense. It would be actually better to make sure he doesn't die from that AoE, or even HP critical defense if he dies too quickly. But don't forget that his ultimates won't do the same damage then. Look at this. It took a lot of damage, guys. He still survived from the tier AoE, but the Freya AoE almost killed my Meliodas. So you will have to try out a few different gear sets if it doesn't work for you with the same gear set as my Meliodas has. And then again, first turn you have to kill that tier. And if your Demon King doesn't do enough damage, try to run him on attack critical defense, then he will definitely kill. And now again, we just ult rush with Meliodas. And then we're gonna kill on the third turn. It is pretty easy, but on this team you will have to be careful. But I'm gonna be honest, there's only one team left, I think, after this one. Yeah, only one team left, and if you lose your Meliodas here, you might not kill tier first turn, but you still might win. And if you don't win, if you lose your team here, but you did manage to kill tier, just use another team to finish off this team and then the next team. And then you did it with 4 teams and not with 3. But it didn't really matter. So as you can see, we didn't even need to ult rush, we just killed everyone. And now we're gonna face the last team, guys. And the last team again is an unknown team, which can be pretty annoying, but this Purgatory melee is pretty broken against this team. So it's gonna be easy to kill this last team. Again, ult rush with Purgatory melee if he has the highest dupes, and if your Demon King has the highest dupes, just ult rush with the Demon King. But don't forget guys, if your Demon King is your main damage dealer with the ultimate, try to put him on attack critical defense and not HP critical defense. Okay, first turn. Let's do some damage to Echidna here. We can't heal because she infected us, which can be pretty annoying sometimes. So I'm just gonna do some damage with the single target and then the AoE from Meliodas. And then I'm gonna use a taunt. You saw here I used the AoE, and because of this I don't have any ultimate move gauges on Meliodas. So this time I'm actually gonna ult rush with the Demon King, which is also possible. Luckily the Demon King gets buffed here, so he can do some damage. So just to be sure, I'm just gonna ult rush with the Demon King. And the AoE is actually almost gonna kill everyone. Demon King, once he's buffed, is pretty crazy. Here my Demon King is on HP critical defense, don't forget that. So if you're on attack critical defense with the Demon King, a rank 3 will probably one-shot the whole team. But as you can see, it's over. We don't have to heal because there's no team after this one. So it's done. We're just gonna kill. And that was pretty easy. I don't know why I heal here with Melascula. There is no one left after this. So I just kill. And it's done. It was pretty easy for me. I hope you can definitely clear it with these teams. As you can see, we cleared everything pretty fast and pretty easy. You see here I have 210 of those currency to buy the LR coins at the shop. I did use 9 teams like I said before. It's actually crazy. I didn't want to restart, so I just used multiple teams and got the points. Then you just go to the shop, of course, and you buy your LR coins. 21 I get for 210, which is pretty good. I still have 58 to buy, so I won't be able to get all of them, but it doesn't really matter. And that was it for the guide, guys. I hope it was helpful and that you now are able to clear at least Master difficulty going second with links. This will be a lot more easy for a lot of players than trying to do Master or Challenger without links. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it was helpful. If it was, please like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. See you next time. Peace out.